let's stop this cool music for a bit here. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I was vibing out to that, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. The overlay over Mario's face and just watching stuff move feels pretty damn good. But we're not here to watch that all day. I mean, I could watch that all day. Don't get me wrong. But no, we're here to watch the history of Super Mario Bros. 3 100% world record speedruns. Hopefully you all are doing well. It's good to see you all. I never know what to expect from these Sunday streams. I figure people are just off doing their own thing and whatnot, and there'll be a few people who roll in and everything like that. But you all seem very ready to vibe as well. You seem very ready to vibe, which is cool. It's great to see you all. Yo, what's up, Eskimo? What's up, Artesian? Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Good morning to you. Metabot, Grassland, Jimpu is here as well, along with Sin, and kind of up and popped in and popped out. And honestly, this is the perfect kind of content to like multitask on once it gets started. Like if you have something else you want to do at the same time as this one, I highly recommend it. It's perfect to kind of have like listening in the background and everything like that. It helps to obviously watch all the tricks that they're exemplifying and everything like that for sure. But if you have something like you want to do on the side, I highly recommend doing both, honestly. That would be perfect. But also, what's up, 9boat as well. Hopefully you are doing a good one. So the reason they always give for daylight saving time, as I've learned it, is they say it's for farmers, but originally they believe that it was for not overloading the electric grid when, time shifts and all that sort of stuff. Because if you really think about it, for farmers, they get up when the sun comes up. It doesn't matter what time their clock says. They're not going to be like, well, the clock says 6, so I ain't getting up. I'm losing my valuable daytime. So when they actually start putting some electric grids in there, it's like, well, we don't want to overload it with everyone starting at the same time or something like that. So basically, I'm on the same boat of it's worthless. We should get rid of it. So let me turn off the overlay as well. I forgot to do that. There we go. But farmer open palm slam the alarm clock. Them old farmers known for just giving up the moment that it says 6 a.m. But yeah, it's also actively harmful because people are forced to get up and out of their rhythm. That it doesn't matter if you're a morning person or not. Something's going to get fucked up along the way and people start doing stuff that's a lot harder. So hard for them until they, get back to the original schedule and all that sort of stuff. So it's a mess, honestly. It's a mess. So I know the US is getting rid of it. I think this next one, our fallback, is going to be our last one in the US. And I think we're good from there. I think that's the last one. But then we're done. We're done with it, hopefully, over in the US side of things. But it still sounds like the rest of the world, oh, we aren't getting rid of it? Wait, what? Was that a lie? Was that a lie? The House never passed it, only the Senate? Well, look, I'm going to tell the Senate that, hey, if you want to come argue with me, you get up an hour earlier and come to my house. Change my clocks. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Well, that's a Senate my balls. There we go. That's how I'm going to summarize that up. I'm going to send them. We're going to sign a whole thing and just have people say Senate my balls. And we're going to have like 10,000 people sign it and send it over to them. Yeah, come debate me at 4 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, the government can suck an egg. Also, what's up, Fizz? How you doing? But hopefully you're all doing well. I had a pretty good Saturday. Obviously played Monster Hunter. Went out to a gaming convention about an hour and a half away. Hung out there for the last part of my day. That was a great time out there. Evangelius gave me it was actually a brochure that says just man on it. So got my Guilty Gear in there and just hung out there. It was a really cool convention. Got the chill, came back late, went to bed like midnight and still woke up at like 5 a.m. this morning. I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to seize the day, but I'm also not able to go anywhere still because my partner has the car. She works on Sundays. And so I'm just like, this is like a perfect way to bring in a nice Sunday day before Arcade Pit later tonight. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna watch some videos, and hopefully you guys got some snacks on you, maybe some side activities to chill with as well. I'll probably remain more on the quiet side for this. You might hear some oohs and ahs here and there, or I might just mute myself and then talk about stuff along the way. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time here and there. You managed to make 6 hours of monster under one flight back. You're scary. No, the monsters are scary. I'm terrified. And yeah, Arcade Pit tonight is going to be super, super good. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, AM2R on the side. We're adding I don't know if you're fucking with me. If so, that'd be great, though. Also, what's up, Roll Fizz? How you doing? Good to see you. And Hamlin as well. Oh, yeah. Oohs and ahs. Cousin of Ivan. All right, the stream's peaked. We can't do any better. Sorry, summoning salt. My Patreon money is now going to Hamlin Prize. How you doing, Hamlin? Gosh. Let's have dogs as well. Hell yeah. All right. Nonetheless, here, let me remove this overlay. Hopefully, you all have grabbing snacks, maybe a carbonated beverage. I have my lunch from leftovers from a Laotian restaurant that we got earlier this week, so I'll be muted for the first part of this for sure while I'm eating that, and just hopefully enjoy the video. If you're not seeing a summoning salt video, you know you're in for a time. They're really good, and there's plenty of them. They are long, as you can see over there with the 1.5 hour time stop. You might think, oh, that's really long. I don't know if I can sit through that. He's good. He's good. Just give him a try here. I implore you, give him a try here. I think it'll be kind of game-changing in how the SES video really does. So, that's it. You know where somebody's all because they can play with Salty Ben. I don't care about gambling. There's no gambling here. Well, I guess if you consider RNG gambling, maybe. But beyond that, there's no gambling here. There's just raw skill. All right. So I've been buying time because I can't remember which. There it is. I couldn't remember which one I labeled it as or stole from. Oh, that was embarrassing. All right. There we go. You just ordered a pizza? Hold on. All right. Yeah. No, we can hold. We can wait. We can wait a long time. I'm not going anywhere. No, we're not waiting. You had 15 minutes plus 5 minutes plus 10 minutes. And plus, you could just rewind the video or whatever. I don't really care. All right, off to the races. Let's hear about the history of Super Mario Bros. 3. And let me turn the volume back on as well, because I'm going to try to prioritize this a lot more on Xenogears. This is short. And the whole thing about that Xenogears video is it's like we could go further. We could still go further. I'm always worried about the videos that are like 6 hours long. It's like, well, Persona 5 is actually bad, or even is actually good. It's like, yes, why did it take 6 hours to say this? I don't think you need 6 hours to prove that. Honestly, if you need 6 hours to say damn near anything, it's not a strong. You don't have a strong thesis. You need a better thesis. All right, off to the races for real. It's not like I can't talk while this is going, but. And of course, let me know if the volume is too loud. I'll try to bounce myself a little bit over it, but not heavily over it, if that makes sense. They can filibuster first. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're filibustering for 6 hours.
Super Mario Bros. 3 speedruns are some of the most competitive out there.
About that loud.
It has a degree of randomness not found
here,
in most platformers.
I think it'll be good.
So much out of your control needs to line up. But it also requires relentlessly precise platforming through the entire game.
Jordan. Yeah, but also, yeah.
We've already been over warpless world records in this game, but there's another even tougher category.
How you doing, Jordan?
100%. And over the past 10 plus years, it's become one of the most coveted NES world records. This is the history of Mario 3 100% world records.
But I did have a friend who got his master's. He was really worried about it, and it took him like 3 hours to say something. And I'm like, I think that's pretty good, honestly. This skill set will become important someday, somewhere, somehow. He never became a YouTube star, but he did all right on Twitch. Audio seems correct. Perfect. Thank you for being my audio. I was gonna say my audio guy, but you're like my everything person, honestly.
So, what is a 100% speedrun?
Oh, same here,
Well,
Eskimo.
for a normal warpless speedrun of Mario 3, the only requirement is that you can't use any of the game's warp whistles to jump to a later world.
God, yes.
However, that category still lets you skip over certain levels, since you aren't required to play them all to beat the game. But for 100%, the rules are a bit stricter. You've got to complete every stage and every map enemy through the entire game. That includes all the numbered levels, forts, airships, and hand stages, as well as enemies like Hammer Brothers and Piranha Plants.
Oh, I actually did not know that for
It's
100%.
a brutal category.
Holy crap.
You can't skip over anything dangerous. The origin of this category comes from a speedrun from December 2005.
Yeah, we're back in high school
by
again.
David Gibbons.
If you were back in high
Now,
school,
David
what's the
Gibbons
one thing you would
may
do?
not be a familiar name
What would you
to most,
change?
But back in the early 2000s,
What's one thing that you would do
he was
now,
one of the most prolific
as an adult
speedrunners
knowledge?
around. He held world records in Mario 64, GoldenEye, Castlevania 64, Donkey Kong Country 3. The list just goes on.
Oh, goddamn.
And on Christmas
pretty
Eve
good.
2005, he added Mario 3 to that list. A
Physically
100%
cry
run,
less?
clocking
Same.
in at 1
I would also cry
hour,
less.
24
Actually,
minutes,
would I?
and 10 seconds.
I might cry less. We'll see what happens.
Let's dive in.
Ooh, good
Gibbons
choice, Grass
played on the
Fam.
Super Mario All-Stars version of the game, but since all his other records were on SNES and N64 games, it's likely Gibbons played on this version since he didn't own an NES. He started in World 1 and began making his way through the game. Gibbons' first goal was to build up the P meter as often as he could. The P meter checks every 8 frames whether you're running and whether you're on the ground. If both are true, then an arrow builds in the meter, and if not, then it'll lose an arrow. Once the meter is full, you get P speed, allowing you to run much faster than normal.
P meter.
So, throughout the entire game, Gibbons frequently tried to run on the ground and build P speed.
P
In
speed.
World 1, he was able to build it on several occasions, but usually slowed down and lost it slightly after.
He lost his P.
As a whole, Gibbons was going through stages quickly, but some levels looked more like a casual playthrough.
P control.
3-2 in particular had a lot of falling in the water
Can't
and
get P
riding
there.
on slow-moving platforms.
Slow P.
Since the run was so long, he played a lot of sections safe,
He held his
slowing
P.
down to ensure he didn't take damage or die. But whenever he built P speed,
P speed.
he was able to fly through levels. And all the while, he was collecting items, which the game automatically gives you after completing worlds and fighting Hammer Brothers. He saved most of these until World 7, which features many of the game's longest stages.
Longest P.
So in 7-6, for instance, instead of entering the door to play the level, he used a P-wing to fly over the wall and run to the other side.
P-wing.
Level complete in a matter of
P-wing.
seconds.
All right, I'll stop it.
All in all, this was a pretty
What's up,
impressive
Bowser Map? What's up,
speedrun
Polar
for
Bear?
its
How y'all
time,
doing?
and it got a positive reception in the community. But there were a lot of safe strategies used, and it was obvious the world record had potential to go lower. That being said,
Oh, shit.
for the next
Or
6
OP.
years, David Gibbons' run remained as the fastest recorded
Oh my
100%
god, roll fist.
time.
Oh my god.
During that period, new Mario 3 runners joined Speed Demo's archive, but for the most part, they focused on the game's other categories. However, for Awesome Games Done Quick 2012, a runner named TJP7154 submitted Mario 3 100%.
TJP.
It got accepted, meaning he'd be running it in front of thousands of viewers that January. So, TJP had to practice. He began streaming 100% runs on his Twitch page, and in November 2011, he beat David Gibbons' record. But this time, 100% looked a little different.
I always love the first part of the first person to break the record,
On
that
November
original
6th,
record.
2011,
oh, also, by the way, this
TJP
picture broke the
beat
game
the
in
record
half.
by over 2 minutes, a 121.56. And he was able to take full advantage of what had been discovered over the last 6 years. First off, he was far better at preserving P-speed.
P-speed.
For instance, in 2-2, he turned back at the start of the stage to build P-speed,
P-speed.
then precisely jumped to maintain it through the whole level.
Maintain P.
4-3 was more of the same, maintaining P-speed by mapping
P-speed.
out his jumps perfectly. It was overall a higher level of gameplay than Gibbons' run. There were also smaller optimizations TJP made.
TJP.
It seems logical to jump to get the wand sooner after a Koopa fight, like Gibbons did, but Mario eventually has to slowly fall to the bottom of the screen after grabbing
Also, thank
it.
you, Artesian.
So, if he grabs it on the ground instead, Mario falls a much shorter distance and actually gains time.
I've always wondered about
He
that.
used this
I've
throughout
always
the
wondered
run
about
to save
that.
a few seconds. But here's the thing about TJP. He was practicing for a marathon, not trying to optimize a world record. He was also a showman, never afraid to go for the toughest tricks even if they were risky.
I respect that.
So, despite some impressive time saves over David Gibbons, TJP also died 5 times and took damage on numerous occasions.
I also
It
respect
made
that.
for an entertaining run,
P-switch.
despite some obvious places to improve. But the biggest addition to TJP's run, he used every trick to his advantage. Welcome to the wonderful yet punishing world of Mario 3's glitches. This is stage 6-9.
Every Peach.
Normally, you enter the pipe and play through the level, but instead, TJP did this. It's called a wall jump, an incredibly difficult glitch in Mario.
Nice.
First off, you need to jump into the top 6 pixels of a block, and then jump again the frame you hit the block, although in rare cases you may get a second frame. That means you have 6 pixels of wiggle room, and then must time a jump down to the 60th of a second. That's not easy. But then there's stuff out of your control. In order to have the chance to wall jump as Small Mario, you must be at least 2 pixels into the wall. When running, Mario moves 2 pixels and 8 sub-pixels per frame. There are 16 sub-pixels in a pixel, meaning essentially he moves 2.5 pixels per frame. Depending on how you're lined up, the wall jump can be impossible.
Oh, good.
For instance, if you happen to be 1 pixel away from the wall with a low sub-pixel value, you'll only be 1 pixel deep into the wall on the next frame and won't have the chance to wall jump. If you instead had a high sub-pixel value, the 8 sub-pixels gained would cause Mario to move an extra pixel deep, and the wall jump would be possible. The math works out so that you only have a 60% chance to get the wall jump,
60%.
even if you do everything right.
Jeez.
Your sub-pixel value and distance from the wall must line up properly.
I can kind of see it.
Another trick that requires both a precise jump and
Piece
sub-pixel luck is clipping. If you jump right into the
60
corner of a block as Big Mario, the game thinks his head is stuck inside, and its solution is to zip you out to the right. This means you can skip straight through entering a door to play a stage and go right to the end. But of course, in addition to needing a frame-perfect jump to hit the corner of the block, you also need sub-pixel luck to clip in far enough. Even if you get a frame-perfect jump every time, Mario only zips less than half the time in practice. As difficult and random as these tricks are, TJP was committed to going for them. He went for the wall jump in 6-9 and got it 7th try. He went for the clip in 7-1 and got it 17th
I completely agree,
try.
Alzaraf, honestly.
He went for a clip in 7-5 and
almost
failed
odd that we
9
don't have
times
more
before giving
speedrunner
up.
and FGC players
Finally,
in one bubble.
7-6,
But I mean,
he
it took
hit
me
a
this
clip
long to even
first
try
try,
speedrunning for
vindicating his
elevator
efforts.
action returns.
Was this all actually
And Bobby's
worth
trying
it?
to put together
Well,
videos to
despite a
help get
lot
more
of
FGC
misses,
people
TJP
into
clearly showed
speedrunning.
that if
So
performed
keep an eye out
fast
for those as
enough,
well. It might
the
get
wall
more
jump
folks
and all
into
the various
speedrunning
clips
from the
could
FGC.
potentially save big
Please
time.
don't. Please don't.
A
Big
few
Mar.
weeks later,
Big
just
Mar,
before
small
his
P.
GDQ run, TJP set another 100% world record, 120.29. It was cleaner overall with fewer deaths, and took
I'm
no
gonna
more
be
than
real here,
6
Polar Bear.
tries to get the major
I think
clips in all
99%
7.
of speedruns are
Despite a
poverty.
lead of over 3 minutes,
Where there's like, just fucking
TJP
emulate it.
couldn't
We don't
help
care.
himself from going all out in the last
Like, unless
stage
you're
of
like
the
playing
game.
Super Mario 64
He started
or
by going
Mario.
into the basement.
That's
and
pretty much
failing
it.
a clip 31 consecutive times. He then returned to the
I
start of the
ain't
level.
fucking buying
and
my
attempted
game.
a
Fuck that
different
shit.
Clip 4 times
that
before
that
giving
board
up and
alone is
taking
like
the
thousands of
elevator.
dollars.
He then successfully hit a clip.
But yeah,
at the
there's big
top
ones
of
and
the
small ones
level,
for sure.
But it
But
actually lost
most
him
people, I don't
time
think,
because of how
really
slowly he
super
moved through
care
the wall.
as much as long as
He may have lost
there's
over a
general
minute and a half in one
extras
stage,
or
but his run looked
even,
cool.
generally
It was still
even.
a world record. Now, TJP's run stood as the official
Wrong
record for
arrow.
about 8
Just
months.
directly to
It
the
was
second
beaten in
arrow.
August 2012, and the runner to
Damn,
do it is
damn,
pretty
Daigo's
well
good.
known today. Mitch Flower Power. By
yeah.
2012, Mitch had already been a top Mario 3 runner for years.
I'm like, I know he's going to
He
pop
got
in
the
here somewhere.
Warpless record in 2010, and likely had a 100% run faster than TJP's runs back in 2011.
Fowler.
But he didn't record his
What a
time until
Fowler.
2012. By then, Mitch's skills had risen far beyond TJP's. And as a result, he was
He's
able
running
to
well
do
versus
this
accurately, but you
to
can
the
put it on a
world
different
record.
board. Yeah. It's a hobby. It's for fun. Competition is kind of secondary. I think that's a really, really good way of putting it, honestly, as easy in. Oh, damn.
100%
People
had
rather
just
have the
been taken to
hobby
another
live
level.
rather than being
And the
completely
way Mitch did
pedantic
it,
about how to enter the
P-speed,
hobby.
P-speed, P-speed. He had practiced runs of individual levels for years.
I was about same brain cell.
And was able to
This is why we're
apply
friends.
P-speed techniques there
And
to
many
full
other
game
reasons, of
runs.
course.
The only problem with this record, it wasn't exactly 4K quality. A low-resolution camera pointed at his
See?
TV.
Case in point.
But the
Case in
gameplay on the
point.
screen was unbelievably
I'm pretty sure
high quality
speedrunning is
for the time.
95 to
Take
99%
1-3,
poverty.
for instance. Mitch did a tiny jump over a Koopa to build P-speed while
This is
jumping off the
grandfather
boomerang
was
throw.
Melty at Frosty
Take
Faustings
the first fort in World
2017.
4. This is an incredibly tough stage, but Mitch kept P-speed the entire way through.
P-speed.
There are some really precise jumps in there, but he never slowed down. Mitch's gameplay was not only cleaner, but also smarter. In World 6's first fort, Mitch powered up, then intentionally took damage so he could run on the spikes quickly, instead of slowly riding on the platform. There were time saves like this all across the run,
I have to
allowing
say,
Mitch to be multiple
I'm
minutes
always
ahead after
surprised
6 worlds.
that damage boosting
But
doesn't
instead
come a
of
lot
going for the
earlier in
wall
most
jump in
runs
6-9
or most
and
speedrun
flip in
histories.
7-6,
Because even in my game,
Mitch used P-wings
like,
in
no
both
one was
stages
damage
to fly
boosting in that
straight up
game.
top,
Oh, well,
instead
that makes
of using
sense.
them for safer strategies in stages like TJP did.
yeah, that makes sense,
He
actually.
still managed
Yeah.
to get 7
Unregistered
one-clip
Hypercam
second
2,
try,
very welcome in
and
the
got
community.
a couple clips in 7-5. It was far from a perfect run, but Mitch's 114 was the new gold standard for 100% runs. Now, when compared to Warpless, Mario 3's other long category, 100%'s leaderboard was a little different. Mitch was way ahead of the pack in 100%, but he had one active competitor for Warpless runs, a speedrunner known as Karua. Throughout 2012, Mitch and Karua were locked in a Warpless world record battle, trading the record back and forth throughout the year.
Love that shit.
Mitch knew Karua would be an incredible 100%
My controller,
runner if he ever
which is
gave it a
100%
try,
natural.
and he encouraged him to start running it. So, later that year, Karua did.
I mean,
And in
it
December,
seems like it, right,
he
Fizz?
beat
But I'm also
Mitch's
just,
world record.
I'm always surprised, I guess, because this is the first thing I
113.52.
tried when I started doing my speedruns. I'm like, okay, I
Karua
warp
had
at
a
different places.
different
Let's try
approach
that
this
first.
run.
I don't know, but I mean,
Mitch went
this is
all
after
out,
years of watching
executing
speedrunning,
as
of course.
many tough strategies as he could and being less concerned about mistakes. Karua, on the other hand, went for a more consistent run. He expected to get hit and make the occasional mistake, but his initial goal was to avoid dying, something TJP and Mitch failed to do.
True,
He
true. It
also
is an
wanted
ancient
to have
Mario,
a cleaner
so
run overall. Mitch had some slowdowns in World 5, while Karua was able to hold on to his Fire Flower. This allowed him to build P-speed in 5-3, while Mitch had to slowly jump his way through.
I'm smiling really hard,
Keeping
but I'm not
with
going to
his
say anything.
conservative
I'm not going to say it.
strategies, Karua saved a lot of items for the later worlds, and P-winged over 6-9 and 7-6. He also used the P-wing in 7-9, allowing
Barrel
him
Age
to go
Mario,
straight to the
10
top
year.
and skip part of the maze-like stage. He still went for the 7-1
I can't click on it
and got
because
it
all my
fifth
stuff's
try.
locked in. I can't click on it.
So
Also, belatedly,
overall,
what's up,
his
more?
safe
Holy shit, I
strategy
completely
worked
missed you.
beautifully.
I'm sorry.
Karua completed the run without dying and ended up with a 43-second world record improvement over Mitch. The run certainly wasn't without its faults. Small time losses were scattered across the run, especially in World 6.
That made me
And he
nervous.
took a lot of time trying to build P-speed at the start of 7-2.
Eliza
But Karua
P.
said that all he wanted with this run was a starting point. He wanted to achieve a clean world record and then return to improve it in the future.
Same. I
So,
understand. I'm
5
doing that
months
right
later,
now.
That's exactly what Karua tried to do. On May 19th, 2013, after a break from doing 100% runs, Karua got on a pace with a beautiful first half. He bled a little bit from slowdowns in World 5, but his World 6 was much cleaner than his last record. Karua was over half a minute ahead into World 7, but he still had to get the 7-1 clip. First try. He also gained time by building P-speed faster in 7-2, and suddenly, he was over 41 seconds ahead going into the final world.
I probably shouldn't whistle in the
World
mic.
8 is a very interesting world in Mario 3.
25 lives, wow!
On its surface, it doesn't seem that difficult. Nearly half the stages are auto-scrollers, which are essentially cutscenes for speedrunners.
Nate.
And the remaining stages don't
You're
have
gonna get
many
shot by
super difficult
both
tricks.
Smash players and FGC.
You don't even have to worry about the
What's
hands
up?
like you do in Warpless.
My
You're
webcam's missing
forced to
fine?
play them all
Good to know.
at 100%. So the only RNG is a 1.5 time loss from getting pulled in by a hand versus selecting it manually. So, World 8 shouldn't be that tough of a world. But the remaining levels, 8-1, 8-2, the Fort, and Bowser's Castle, they may not be super difficult, but they're just hard enough that, when combined with the pressure of being on world record pace, it can be very easy to make a mistake. With the pressure off, top runners rarely make mistakes in World 8. But everything changes when you're on world record pace. One slip of the button, one mistimed jump, and your world record chance can vanish.
My wife is missing. That's good to know. Thanks. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that doesn't even count. That was in the baby toe. My wife gone.
3 consecutive levels with a mistake. The pressure may have gotten to Karua. But incredibly, since he led by so much going into World 8, he still pulled off a world record by 7 seconds.
Hey, that's my last world record.
This may not have been the record
Except
he
I
was
didn't
going
post that
for,
shit because I was upset.
But Karua was in it for the long haul.
I saved so much time
100%
everywhere
had
else,
turned
and then I
into
got
his
to the end and I
new favorite
choked.
Category, and he was willing to devote most of his attention to it. And so, throughout 2013, this is what Karua did to the world record.
So here's my thought, Alzarath, and it does hold true to some degree. Speedrunners make good Smash players because tech is so much more important in Smash than it is in fighting games, where in fighting games you're playing against another opponent and having to adapt to that, and it doesn't look consistent enough. And so I think that part's a lot less enjoyable by a lot of these speedrunners who do play either Smash or fighting games. I think it's a little less enjoyable. But when you can just sit there and grind tech and it goes directly into your gameplay and you're playing also on a platformer as well, it really seems to really make that side of the brain really happy for folks.
Karua had taken the world record all the way to 1:12:40. Despite lowering the record by over a minute, there weren't any big
refinement, on-the-fly decision making.
The improvements.
Yeah, I think that just the on-fly decision making is you're doing it all the time, and sometimes that's the wrong answer.
An example of this is 4-1.
It's trying to speedrun chess almost. You can't really do it. You can always make the optimal movement and grind it out, but you're gonna have to play against someone else who's gonna do something fucking weird.
1:12:40. He picked up a
Holding on
Koopa
to
shell,
P.
then used it to run into a Paracoopa so he could avoid taking damage and build P-speed.
P-speed.
He could then preserve it across the remainder of the level and save a few seconds.
Which is why I think we see a lot more
This
crossover
was
with
Karua's
Smash
category.
and speedrunning.
Mitch was
Because there's a
close
lot
to
of
him
Smash
at the start
players
of the
or
year,
Smash games
but as he
at
chose to focus on
GDQ
other
when I
categories
went.
instead, Karua was able to pull away. And as a result,
Never want to let go of the B.
the gap
Absolutely
between
not.
the two of them was nearly 2 full minutes. But then, something
So what's up,
interesting
Oro? How you
happened.
doing?
Mario 3
Just for
100%
Wait.
was accepted into AGDQ 2014.
I walk into AGDQ 2022
had
and I
been 2
flip,
years prior
or
with
2023, and I flip the board immediately
This
and
time,
run out the
it would
room.
be a co-op
Everyone applauds.
with Mitch and
They give me
Karua
$500.
both playing. So, Mitch had to get ready. He'd spent the year playing the game's Warpless and any
just with the 2-second timer. Yeah.
setting a total of 5 world records
Yeah,
between
yeah,
the two.
you know what? Yeah, yeah,
And
it
he
is.
hadn't played
Enriched
100%
uranium. You're
in
absolutely
over a
right.
year.
Holy
And
shit.
Since then, Karua had lowered the record 7 times. So,
Also, what's up, yours
during
Uranium? What's up,
preparations
Empress?
for that year's
P is
GDQ
stored
run,
in the Mario.
the question
Prove me
was,
wrong.
could Mitch keep up with Karua? And on November 13th,
I haven't seen the co-op run for this one, actually. I didn't know there was one.
Answered.
I'm gonna look at that. I did not know there was one. Ooh.
This was
That's
a
the
record improvement
smallest.
of 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But there's one important caveat. Mitch played on an NES, while Karua played on Wii Virtual Console. These consoles have different frame rates, and essentially meant that Karua was playing in slightly slow motion compared to Mitch.
Ah.
Over the course of an hour-long speedrun, it worked out that Mitch gained 20 seconds over Karua from frame rate differences alone. So his improvement of 7 seconds was a slower played run overall.
See, once again, Polar
It
Bear.
was still a world record.
95% of the speedrunning community is already
In the World
poverty.
2 Fort, for instance,
Just make this
Mitch
shit work.
intentionally lost fire to damage boost off the spikes.
Oh, that's sexy.
It's faster initially,
But
but
then you can't
lose
fight.
time
Yeah.
by not being able to fire kill the Boom Boom and having to power back up later. Mitch also gained time back in a few of the stages where Karua lost big time, but he had his struggles too. His 7-1 clip was 12th.
True
try.
Artesian. I didn't even think about that,
Yet
actually.
when
That's a
factoring
huge
in the
reason
time
why.
save from frame
It's
rate
very
differences,
accessible.
It was still enough to beat the world record.
Did it. I did it.
After 15 months of dominance from Karua, Mitch was back on top. But in the lead up to their AGDQ run, Mitch wasn't the only one practicing. Karua started doing 100% runs as well. And this time, there was no more Wii Virtual Console. Karua switched to playing on an NES. And so, just a few weeks after Mitch's record, Karua beat him back by 24 seconds.
Oof.
Keeping with the theme from these two runners, Karua's record was more consistent than Mitch's run. Mitch had lost fire in the forts in Worlds 4 and 5, while Karua didn't get hit in either spot. And instead
Highly
of a
technical
12th
players are
try 7-1
absolutely
clip,
terrifying in both fighting
Karua
games
got it
and
first
speedrunning,
try.
though. Like, they're
he
both
did
terrifying.
Die in 6-3, but it wasn't a significant time loss since he was already
Like,
small
I'll play
Mario,
Hotashi all
and it
day,
was at the
but
start
I
of the
don't
level.
ever want to play Marlin
It
Pie.
was a
Marlin Pie
quintessential
terrifies
Karua
me.
world record. He went for fewer extravagant tricks compared to Mitch, but was steady nearly the whole way through. And it paid off beautifully. Mitch and Karua continued practicing in the lead up to AGDQ 2014, but neither lowered their 100% time. But then, the day before the marathon was scheduled to start, Karua came through with one more world record. The first 111 in the game's history. It was a bit
As a
more of
training
an
partner,
up and down run.
I need
with
someone like him
Karua
as my
losing
training
fire
partner,
in World
honestly.
3 and missing a tail swipe in 7-5.
I need him as a training partner
causing
because
him to lose time going for
those very
backup.
technical players scare me
But
so
this
much.
run is notable for one particular trick Karua went for.
And I
It's
agree,
not a huge
Enriched
time
Uranium.
save, but
It's one thing that does happen when
extremely
people go from
difficult and
online play
punishing
to
if
offline
missed.
play in the FGC side
The
of
trick
things.
is in World 3, saves 3 seconds.
You can always
and
adapt,
fittingly,
but
is named Door 3.
you can always adapt once you go offline, of course, and everything like that. Oh.
In World 3's first
Oh.
fort, there's a hallway of doors that lead to different
Give it up for Door
areas.
3.
You're supposed to go into the 6th door, then jump up to a higher
Give it
door
up for
and
Door
enter the
3.
boss corridor.
Yo, Talar, thank you for the
However,
31 whole
if you
days.
instead enter
An
the
entire
3rd
month?
door and press up to
Yo,
re-enter the door
put up-
as soon as Mario spawns
Hold on, I
on the
have to
next
hear that.
screen, you can enter it again and are sent straight to the boss
Oh,
corridor.
that's so sick. Yo,
This
give up your
saves
P
3
speed for
seconds when you're
Tlarn
going
for
to door
31
6,
whole days,
but
an
it's
entire month.
incredibly risky.
Shouts to Tlarn.
You only
Fucking
have
rocking
one
it out there.
frame to press up as you spawn on the screen.
One frame,
And
okay.
if you miss, you fall into the water and lose 11 seconds. It's extremely high risk for not a huge reward. But Karua went for it since his run was off to a slow start.
That's sexy.
and it paid off.
Yeah, there'd be frame.
A few days later, Mitch and Karua had their
That's
GDQ
P speed
run,
right there.
and then both players took a break from 100%. The world record had entered the 111s, and although there's a limit to just how optimized an hour-long run can be, it was starting to get there. There weren't many huge time saves left. The smaller things were becoming more and more important. But when Karua came back to 100% runs in March, one element of the run in particular was gaining relevance. So far, we've talked about all the execution and tough tricks required in a 100% run.
Yo, what up, Shirty? How you doing?
Getting clips and all
I'm glad
the
you made it to another one.
We've been
I've been happy
ignoring
here.
a big
We're just
aspect
chilling,
of the speedrun.
watching some videos.
Mario 3
watching a video.
100% has one
Hope you've
other
been good.
major component. RNG. It's time to talk about
Yep, here it is.
the Hammer Brothers.
It's time. It's time to talk about RNG. Bismuth also uploaded a Super Mario World video. Oh, I don't know who Bismuth is, actually.
The first 6
you can-
worlds in
you-
the game
Just
feature
DM me.
one
Yeah,
or more
DM to me,
Hammer
actually.
Brothers on the
I won't watch it
overworld
today on stream,
map.
at
After
least,
every
but
level you complete,
I would
or
love to
every
see
time
it.
you die, these Hammer Brothers randomly move in an available direction. They only intend to move one space at a time, but they can only stop on an unoccupied tile. So if they land on a level or another Hammer Brother, they have to move again. All the Hammer Brothers move at the same time, but you have to wait for whatever the longest movement is to stop before Mario can move. So if one Hammer Brother moves once while the other moves twice, you end up taking the time loss from a movement of 2. Now, you can get some pretty long movements from the Hammer Brothers. In World 5, this Hammer Brother can't stop on the fort, and then can't stop on level 8 or level 9. So, he has to move 4 spaces before he can finally stop.
oh, he's moving. That
Each
boy's
additional
moving.
movement costs 32 frames, or roughly
Turn
half
away
a
from the
second.
light of
So a
God.
movement of 4
Hammer Brothers are
loses a
evil.
second and a half over the
In
optimal
game,
movement of
on
1.
map, Hammer Brothers
But under
are a
perfect
monster.
conditions.
Oh, okay.
you
He
can
did all the
get
A button
even
challenge
worse
videos. Okay, so I've
movements.
watched some of his stuff then.
If
Okay,
the Hammer Brothers
gotcha.
never land on an open tile, they have to keep moving.
Oh no!
They can even get stuck on top of each other if they meet at a 3-way intersection. Speedrunner Stewie Cartman has one of the longest Hammer Brother movements on record, and movements like this can theoretically take place in any playthrough of Mario 3. It probably goes without saying that if this happens in a run, it's an immediate reset.
Oh my God! Oh, I would shit. I would fucking shit.
Even without a super long marathon movement, Hammer Brother
They are
movements can
an
still cost the
adventure.
player
They got
big
places to
time
go.
over the course of a 100% run.
52
An extra movement
moves.
is only half a second, but there are dozens and dozens of spots for movements during a run. In World 5 alone,
Around the
getting
world,
the worst possible
around the
versus the best
world.
possible Hammer Brother luck is about
Yeah.
21
Someone needs to give
seconds
Stewie
difference.
a top ranking.
Extrapolate that to the full game, and one speedrun to the next can have significant time variance from RNG.
Actually, or
alone.
holy shit, I would totally watch that.
When Karua came back to attempt
Just 30
in
minutes
March
or an hour,
2014,
or no, wait, 30
Hammer
minutes
Brother RNG
of just
mattered
it
more
walking
than
around
ever
and just
before.
smiling.
On March 27th,
Look at my dog
he
hiding
got
in the
on a
yard.
run that
Me
pulled
when I'm
ahead
finding my
big
cat, I
time
don't know where
after
she's
World
at.
3. This was partly thanks to quick Hammer Brother movements, but mostly because he didn't get hit in the fort like his last record. World 4 featured great
Someone
Hammer
forget
Brother luck.
where.
2 movements at
Me
2 and
running around the
5
apartment looking
movements
for my
at 1.
glasses
And he
that
didn't
are
have
on my
to travel
face.
far to fight them either. Unfortunately, World 5 wasn't as kind, as he got several movements of 3. Still, going into World 7, Karua had built up a substantial lead.
Hammer Brothers
it
ASMR just loops
kept
the video
getting
for 30
better.
minutes.
7-1 clip was first try once again, and he got the tail swipe in 7-5.
I like that
he
idea.
missed in
I
the
like that
last
idea,
record.
actually, Nate. I might steal
Karua
that.
had a 17-second lead into World 8. But we already know how hard this world can be under pressure.
Oh my gosh. Kiryu is me for real, for real. Choking at the last section. That's me. That's me.
These mistakes lost 12 seconds combined.
Yeah, get up and take a walk.
Still a record by 5 seconds, but World 8 was starting to become a problem spot for Karua. But just a week later, he had a chance for redemption. Karua carried an 8-second lead after World 6.
I'll probably use it for my break
This
screen,
run is
honestly, because
notable
that
for
needs
the
a
new
boost.
strategies
That needs a
Karua
boost,
went for in
honestly.
World 7.
And I think that's a perfect boost
In
for it.
7-9, he successfully hit a clip that saves
Ooh.
5 seconds. Instead of having to navigate the maze normally, you can go right through the wall to skip a segment of it. And in the second fort, Kurua went for a beautiful strategy where you preserve P-speed throughout the 2 rooms. It's incredible to watch. You must throw fireballs and time your jumps perfectly in room 1, then do incredibly precise jumps while ducking in room 2 so that you never slow down. These 2 strategies combined meant Kurua was 15 ahead into World 8.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with TZN is that I just
once again
rarely take
World
breaks.
8 stood between
It's
him
really
and
a problem.
World
I just don't take
Record.
breaks.
He needed a good world.
But if I have something to show off, maybe I'll
and that's
take more breaks.
exactly what he got.
Then he might pee while
Made
dunking.
for a remarkable 1:11:26.
Crunch my body together so I can hold my pee.
27 seconds.
Precise.
The run was solid through World 5, but a gold World 6, combined with the new strategies in World 7 and a clean
Okay,
World
that was
8,
sick. That's sick.
pushed it over the top. Simply put, this was an amazing world record.
God.
So amazing that for the next year, it would stand on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, no, it's
unchallenged.
very accurately to like it
But
talks
even
about
with
records
no
and
competitors in
the
sight,
changes between
Kurua
records.
still wanted to push his time lower. In early 2015, he came back to the category, largely thanks to a few new strategies he could use to shave off some time. The biggest one was an overhaul of level 6-5.
Yo, I'm gonna grab a sandwich.
This is the infamous
I'm gonna
stage
go
where
make a
you're
sandwich. Does
supposed to
anyone want me to
build
make him
P-speed,
one? And if
then
so,
fly up
what
with
sandwich
the
do you want me to
Koopa
make
shell
you?
to clear out the plants and make it to the pipe. Building P-speed is easy, but it took speedrunners time to pick up the Koopa shell. However, Kurua began using the 6-5 despawn strat. Mario 3 only has 5 available sprite slots at a time. If a 6th sprite appears on screen, it'll simply be despawned right away. So, by running and not slowing down, then tail swiping a Buster Beetle, he'll stay on screen longer and take up a sprite slot. The next beetle is in slot 2, the Koopa is in slot 3, and the last beetle is in slot 4. With 1 open slot remaining, only one of the 2 plants above can spawn in. So, you can just fly up there and break the blocks without needing to use the Koopa shell. Using this new strategy and other smaller ones...
Oh shit, you have to say that to me, Esco mode. I can't click away. My setup's very gentle.
A 1:11:24
Get
followed by a
some lettuce and some potato.
1:11:02.
Yes, I can do that.
The gap on the leaderboard was now enormous. 54 seconds between him and second place.
All right, fine. Everyone's lolling. Fine. I'll pause for a second. I'll go look. Hey, paisanos, look how fast I get P-speed. Oh shit, that's super fucking good. Oh god, I love that.
That 12 of the categories last
Eskimo, you're killing it.
13
Also,
world
what's up,
records.
doggy?
He had
Sound
held the
alerts are
record
off
nearly
actually for this
non-stop
one.
since
I did forget to do that.
2012.
But you know what? Fuck it. You know what? I can do it. If it gets out of hand, then I'll turn it off. But there's potential for funniness here. If I can get this to open. Also, what's up, doggy? How you doing? All right. It should be working now. Oh shit!
Hamburger.
Hamburger. 100 hamburgers now on stream. Thank you for the 100 hamburgers. Video games? Pretty cool. All right, that should work. Might turn it down a bit just because so it's not competing with the video nearly as much. And I'm going to forget it next time. All right, resuming here. But what's up, doggy? How you doing?
And now, his lead over anybody else in the world
And Freestyle Kung
was
Fu.
nearly a
What's
full
going on?
minute.
Hopefully your week is going well. Having a
It
good
was
one.
a good thing, because shortly after his 1:11:02, Kurua obtained a working holiday visa, meaning he was going to be moving to Japan for the next year.
Wow.
And he wasn't going to be doing any speedrunning while gone.
I mean, congratulations to him nonetheless, though. Holy shit. That rules.
But for the next 12
Pizza
months,
arrived? Yes.
he couldn't defend his title. But fortunately for Kurua,
Wish my pizza arrived.
his world record seemed
Has
to
not.
be in no danger.
I didn't order one. I didn't
He
order
left
a
for Japan,
pizza. Damn
still
it.
with
Beat me
no
to it.
threats to the record in sight.
You're gonna Power
Just
wash.
3 months into his
Pure
absence,
wash.
Karua's record
I hope it
was
works.
gone. The guy who did it was named I Love Mario. When Karua left, he was 54 seconds behind and didn't seem like a major
Amazing.
threat.
10 out of 10.
But a month
That's
later,
that's the
the
exact
leaderboard
name of a
looked a
person
bit
I want me to
closer.
beat my score in a Mario game.
And it got a bit closer. And finally,
What's your
on
favorite
June
letter
24th,
pizza?
2015,
I'll never guess it.
he came through with this run. The first 110 in the game's history. I Love Mario would go on to set many records in Mario 2, Mario 3, and Mario Land 2 in the years to come. But this one was actually his very first Mario World record. While Karua's run didn't have any huge mistakes, it still had flaws that I Love Mario was able to take advantage of. His big time saves revolved around building P-speed, namely in 4-1, World 4's second fort, and 5-5. In each of these stages, he managed to build P-speed early through precise platforming to save a couple seconds. They added up to be a pretty nice time save. 7-1 clip was second try, and the world as a whole was quite clean. Credit to I Love Mario.
Metroid
He
Master
had swooped in and taken a world record that looked to be pretty safe.
Yeah, having a name like that
Karua was
really,
shocked.
it's like you have
He
to
knew
read
his
it,
record
right?
wasn't
It
perfect,
puts you to the front of the
but to be
line
beaten
for people
after
who
just
aren't like
3
family
months
members at that
away
point.
was definitely a surprise. But he was set on not doing attempts until he came back. Over the next few months, the leaderboard would become a bit cluttered at the top, but I Love Mario's run remained the only 110.
Yo, Jordan,
new
pass
year
me the
arrived
bong.
with
Do
no
you mean
changes.
the pong?
Finally, in the spring of 2016, Karua came back.
I love
His record had only lasted 3 months,
Par-
but I
par-
Love Mario's world
RP.
record lasted the remaining 9. It was still the
Ripper
time to beat.
420. Actually,
So,
that's a great name. You should
how
change your
would
name.
Karua respond? Well, in the past, Karua tended to mix in other games with his 100%
Oh, damn,
attempts.
Splatterhouse as well.
But this time around, he decided he was going to do an all-out grind. His goal wasn't just to get the record back. His goal was to lower the time as much as he physically could.
If he hit this,
Because the time he was aiming for was a sub 110.30. This
Oof.
was Karua's ultimate grind.
oh, now we're talking about PBs.
To get there, Karua was going to have to squeeze all the time out of 100% that he could. He had a couple ways to help.
Could be
Part
anything.
1, getting all the Koopa fire kills. At the end of each of the first 7 worlds, there's a Koopaling battle. The fastest way to defeat them is to use fireballs, but this can be quite difficult, since the Koopalings
I
have
understand.
seemingly random patterns that can throw everything off.
Oh, you can hit them after you jump on
However,
them.
their pattern
Okay.
can actually be determined ahead of time. It all depends on the time spent on the overworld map between the last level and the airship. Every few frames, the Koopaling's pattern changes. So
What?
if you spend the same amount of time navigating to the airship, the pattern will be the same and you can plan your fire kill ahead. This can still be problematic.
What the fuck? How
In
do people
World
figure this
2,
out?
for instance, there are multiple spots you can be before the airship.
You missed the Hammer Bros
Karua
moment.
had to
Yeah,
plan this
yeah.
out for
You
each
missed
of the
no,
7
moment 34.
worlds. What possible patterns he could get,
Long-ass
and
parry of
how
the
they
Mario.
match with his overworld movement. It was painstaking.
But
it
good news,
allowed him
Jordan.
to be
I'm
much
going
more
to make it
consistent
my
with
be right
fire
back
kills.
screen now. So
And
you'll see it
part
later.
2. As always, there were new strategies in this grind. Karua implemented 2 big ones. The first was in 6-10, a strategy that allowed you to maintain P-speed through the whole level and hang on to Fire Mario. It goes without saying that this requires brutally tough platforming, but the end result saves a few seconds throughout World 6. The other new strategy was in
Jeez.
7-7. We've seen a lot of tricks in World 7, but this is easily the worst of them all. The most brutal, random, difficult, and all-around awful strategy in the game.
Uh-oh.
This is the 7-7 clip. To get
I'm already
this to
groaning
work,
in my head.
you need to land on the corner pixel of the pipe.
Pixel.
That means there's both a vertical and horizontal
Right on his
component of
P.
getting the clip. You need the correct vertical pixel, plus the correct horizontal pixel, and the correct subpixels for both the horizontal and vertical directions. If everything is done correctly, and you get lucky with the subpixels to get the clip first try, it saves 17 seconds over playing the stage normally. But getting it first try is both figuratively and literally a pipe dream. Past runners had tried for the 7-7 clip before, but not to much success. Kurua avoided the trick over the years, but for this grind, the 17-second time save was too good to pass up. But every miss shaves a few seconds off of the time save, and by the 6th try, it's impossible to gain time. Kurua only got it about 25% of the time by the 6th try, meaning 75% of runs were essentially killed by this one trick.
Oh, we're
an hour into the run.
We're doing 80% murdered his joke,
brutal.
apparently.
World 7 as a whole had turned into a nightmare. You've got the 7-1 clip,
The
7-7 clip,
oh my
the
god.
7-9 clip, and several other difficult levels.
So I don't have a side window.
it's
I
what
just have to present it on stream. Hold on a sec here. Oh. It's still so good. It's still so fucking good.
Kurua had to do if he wanted this grind to be a success. It all had to come together if Kurua was going to pull
The
this
poop
off.
jump. I'm gonna learn a trick.
After many
I'm gonna learn a
weeks
new
of
Mario trick and call it the
practice,
poop junk.
In the summer of 2016, Kurua got to work. On July 6th, Kurua was on a solid run through World 3. He got great Hammer Brother movements and even got Door 3.
Ooh.
The next few worlds were up and down, but he was within striking distance going into World 7. A position he had been in several times.
I'm still
over the
making
past
that
few
joke.
weeks.
That's fair. Actually, not a
The world
fish.
got off to a good
Also,
start.
belatedly, what's up, not a fish? How you
Second
doing?
try 7-1 clip.
Yeah, right.
The next
You're
few
right.
levels
Mods,
were clean
please
as well,
spam me. No.
including the shell throw in
Mods, please
7-5.
free Artesian.
Then
I know Artesian's a
he
mod, but
arrived at
please
7-7.
refree him.
This just got real. Although he lost some time later in the world, first try 7-7 was
junk.
enough for a gold split. But there was still World 8. We've seen Kurua struggle here before. And sure enough, in 8-1, he lost P-speed to lose a few seconds. But he still closed it out for a 1:10.52. For the first time in over a year, Kurua was the 100% record holder. He was officially back. That was the game plan to get his goal. Take a lottery ticket into World 7, pray the ticket hits to get all the clips required, then hold it together in World 8. Kurua had 23 seconds to go. This is what he did over the following weeks.
Driving and I'm speeding? I don't know that one, actually. I don't think I've actually heard that one. That's a new one to me. Oh, these are mega cat jams. I don't think I'll be DCA, but if I am, meh. Gets worse and worse each new record. Yeah, I understand. That's exactly how my speedruns have grown as of late. I'm doing great. Reached the last area that I've practiced a whole fuck ton, and just something weird happens every time. Speedrunners. Yes, I'm going with that. They're speedrunners. Oh, Red's a big fan of that one. I guess I have to find it at some point. Ooh.
By the end of July 2016, Kurua had a remarkable improvement, just 5 seconds away from his goal. And finally, he had a run with a clean World 8. He saved 6 seconds in that world alone, which took the run into the 1:10.30s. There was still room to shave a few seconds off. He had lost fire in 4-1 and took a few tries to do the clips in World 7. But overall, it was a really clean run. There just wasn't much time left to save.
He's trying to get the
With
pipe.
3 world records in
He's
July,
Hagar. He's trying to get the
Kurua
pipe.
was flying high. These 2 weeks had been among the most fruitful in his entire speedrunning career. So, he decided to take a short but well-deserved break.
The perfect
He returned
run.
in August and started doing more runs, needing just one more record to achieve his goal.
To achieve
But all of a
perfection.
sudden, it's like Karua ran into a wall. He wasn't seeing any more improvements.
God damn it.
He was
Perfect.
getting bad Hammer Brother movements.
Perfect
no
visualization.
glitches in World 7. All of a sudden, nothing was working. And time started to
Pee-wee
pass.
Herman has so many. Oh, he's behind you
September
right
came
now.
around. Then October.
Don't turn around. If you look at him, he
The
kills you.
record stayed at 1:10:34. Sometimes in speedrunning, we set goals that are too lofty. It's much easier to imagine a perfect run than to actually play it. And it seems that's what Karua had done. He had been a 100% record holder for 4 years and
And
knew
the
what the
Pee-wee Herman.
culmination of all his skills could be. That would be a sub 1:10:30. But 3 months after his 1:10:34, despite a massive effort, Karua hadn't made any progress. 5 seconds away had to be good enough. This was the end of the road for Karua. And then came November 9th, 2016, when maybe the craziest run in Mario 3 history took place. Do you remember anything about the attempt session leading up to it, or was it just like any normal day?
I don't remember anything in particular about it. Yeah, the start was pretty standard, I would say. The
Yo,
RNG was
thank you for the
actually
follow. Fall Zero is
was
anonymous. If you just want to
behind,
follow
but
and lurk away, feel
World
free.
1
But
and World
otherwise,
2,
hey,
as long
happy to
as
have you
you're
here.
within 2 or
Thank you for
3
swinging by.
seconds, it's not really gonna make a huge difference. So
And
in
funny
the
number
end,
reached. Funny
getting
number
out
reached.
of
I need a new
World
funny
3, the
number now.
pace
Dang
was
it.
Acceptable. Nothing special,
So the
but
insane
nothing bad.
power
The
up,
run really
peer up.
started picking up at World 4. Basically, I got P-speed in every spot where I wanted it, particularly in the first and the
I
second
can't believe I
port.
read all that
So
while serious as a
everything went
Tesian. But also, you're right.
4 worlds into the run, Karua was 6 seconds ahead, putting him on pace for sub 1:10:30. But there was still a long way to go.
When I reached World 5, at that point
I respect that
was
so much, Atesian.
too
Holy
excited
shit.
about the run.
Apesian.
In the entire run, World 5 is the one with the most RNG. The difference between good and bad RNG for the hammer bro movement is just insane.
I do.
So I got a really low number of movements.
And you have to own that. That's
and
important.
I
You have
just
to own
nailed
that.
every single stage. Like, the world was virtually perfect. World 6 is, in my opinion, the second hardest world after World 7. It's more about the execution for World 6, and it's really, really intense. So many stages are difficult.
And they
again,
promise. I
like
look forward to
World
it.
5,
Don't threaten me of a good
execution was
time.
on top in every single stage.
Or do
I don't
threaten me
think
for
I
good
missed
time.
a single thing I went for in World 6. I think it was my best pace by 5 seconds entering World 7. So yeah, I was definitely feeling the pressure.
This was the best chance Karua had ever had to get a sub 1:10:30. But he started off with a first try
Ooh.
7-1.
Satisfaction.
7-1 first try. You're always happy, but at the same time, I know 7-7 is where it's gonna be decided. So I was happy, but I was just waiting for 7-7 really.
And finally, Karua arrived at 7-7. On the pace of his life, he just had to get this eventually, and he'd have a golden opportunity.
The gold P. Oh my god. Not even a twofer. I was thinking like maybe a twofer or something like
I
that.
think
No.
my heart rate rised quite a lot after getting 7-7 first try.
I would have fainted. I'm not gonna
Wow,
lie.
this
I would
is
have
actually
fainted.
happening.
Even the few tricks I get
Getting
into
the,
elevator action, I
7-9
sometimes like I want to
was
faint.
a bonus, just the cherry on top.
We had been looking at the wrong line all along. We're not talking about a sub 1:10:30 anymore.
Part for
Unbelievably,
palpitation,
Karua
poopations.
was moments away from getting the world's first 109.
And it's weird because on one hand you're like, did I
Yeah,
misjudge
yeah.
my goal? Or is it just that special? And I
It's
think it was just
seriously
that
wild
special.
how quickly that can
run
switch in a
was-
speed
it
run.
really was special.
I can't imagine
But
that
we
in
had
an
all
hour-long
seen
speed
Karua's
run.
struggles in World 8
I
before.
have a 15-minute speed run.
Now, With more on the line than ever before, he had to get a good World 8.
Just got to get a little bit of my brushes out, and I would have
really
painted.
pressured by World 8,
You should
even
not
though I
leave.
failed before.
See,
Despite
peace,
that, I was
son.
very confident because I was
Because
playing
Fizz is
well,
here,
so
and
I
Fizz
wasn't
is or
really
Piz,
feeling
I guess.
Much pressure in that
Pizzle.
regard, I think.
He kept going, level by level, getting closer to the 109.
People should run Mario Paint. I don't know what you'd make in Mario Paint. The Star Wars theme in the Music Maker. Whoever can make it the fastest wins. Oof. Yeah, but understandable at the same time.
And then
Fly starter.
8-1 happened. The truth is, I was actually
Fly
not
starter actually
focused
speedruns
enough
would be really
because
cool.
I remember I was thinking ahead. I was thinking about a strat
R.I.P.
I was
for
considering
sure.
doing in default 2 stages later, and I pressed jump too early and didn't jump. And yeah, we saw the results. I didn't know if I could even finish the run because I was so upset at myself. And I ended up getting a hit in 8-2 because of it. I just didn't care at that point. I actually knew I would probably get the record if I didn't do anything incredibly stupid afterward. So I expected to maybe get a record by, I don't know, 5-6 seconds or something. Instead,
God damn, still.
I'm
Jesus.
absolutely crushing my goal despite what happened. So
That was
I had
insanely
very
ahead.
conflicted emotions about it.
The
At the
piece
time, I was
it's
really
72.
upset, but
It's also
that run was
we're
so
taking it
special
therapy for
that I still
8-1.
became quite
That's
happy about it.
that's
quite quickly.
perfect. Perfect.
What a bizarre speedrun. Kurua had accomplished his goal. In fact, he had crushed it.
A decade
and
of
it felt
therapy.
so unfulfilling. He was in
Video
a position
games?
to take the
Pretty
record
cool.
years
That's right,
ahead
Bridget.
of its
Video games
time,
are pretty
but
cool.
fell
What's up,
short
Bridget?
at the
Good to
last
see ya.
minute.
Hope you're doing good.
After the kind of the dust had settled, did you have any thoughts about trying to lower the time further, or did you know that you were done?
I briefly considered continuing and getting another PB, but it would still be way worse, relatively speaking, compared to what that run could have been. So, yeah, I just need to stop there. I'm done.
That run was 6.5 years ago.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kurua hasn't done a 100% run since, and he stopped speedrunning as a whole in 2017. But my goodness, did he go out on top.
Yeah, it seems like he's actually in Japan as well, looking from his background in the call. So it looks like that he's actually very comfortably in Japan and probably working and everything's going great for him. So
This was the leaderboard the day Kurua set the 110.19. This was the leaderboard a year later.
Jesus.
The gap had closed by just 2 seconds. There's Mega Man 2 record holder Elonesia in second place. Let's move another year forward. Runners were starting to get into the 110s
Horse
now,
Dad.
but still, Kurua's record was comfortably on top. At this point, we're in late 2018, and these runners with 110s, Louis, Elonesia, Horstad, they were all excellent Mario 3 players, but none of their runs had a world record potential. Even 2 full years later, none of these guys could catch up to Kurua. It seemed like the 110.19 was destined to stay on top. There seemed to be no hope. Wait a minute. Mitch had been a 100% record holder before, back in 2014.
And then oh yeah,
Since
I love
then, he
Mario
had
coming out of
focused
nowhere
hard
is
on
so
Warpers,
strong. It's so fucking
being
good.
ahead of Kurua there for most of the last 4 years. If any runner in the top 10 had a shot of beating the 110.19, it would be Mitch. He had limited interest in 100% over the years, but in late 2018, he decided to give it another shot.
The staring
His PB was a mid 111, and he very quickly rose up the leaderboard. By the end of November, he was in second place, 12 seconds behind Kurua. He'd then achieve a 110.29,
I record some
later
P lines.
a 110.26. These runs were notable because they both had a
Kinda want
chance
to
at
name
the
new
world
to
record
gaming.
entering World 7, but he couldn't get the first
I can't have a
strike
good name
flips
like that
were in
anymore. It makes me sad.
110.19.
Ryoto's too ingrained
Even
in
with
the,
the
in the communities that I'm
20-second
in.
time loss in
I
World
can't change my
8,
name anymore.
Kurua's world record was so tough to go against. There was just no margin for error in the first 7 worlds.
For Ryu peas.
2019 came around. and Mitch was still 7 seconds behind Karua's world record. On January 4th, Mitch got on a run roughly even with Karua's record entering World 3.
I mean, I could,
He'd then
but
proceed
I also
to
don't log on to
lose
Steam
time
Friends
in
because
each
I don't
of
want
the
people messaging
following
me and inviting me to
5
games while I'm
wars.
trying to play other
He
games.
lost fire in 4-4
So I've just
and
signed
lost
myself
peace
out.
in 6-10.
And I
He
try
missed
not to use
7-9
Discord
clip
all that
and
much,
took
honestly.
2 tries to get 7-7.
But I could do
Entering
that.
World 8, Mitch was actually going to have a shot at this.
Shockingly, Shorty Scrub?
because he kept
No,
it
no one
close.
has, actually. Not even
Losing
me.
time against Karua's record was expected. Mitch was 16
This is a
seconds
missed opportunity.
behind
You found
and
it.
could
See?
make that
That's
time
why
up
you
in
had to
World 8.
stay.
But of course, he
You
had
did it
to
first.
avoid a critical mistake.
It's you. It's not fair. Mitch can't be
We did
good
it.
looking and good at speedrunning. It's bullshit.
Nice.
It's not fair. Save some for the rest of us, buddy.
Nice.
Like my mom and my dad.
For the first time in 5 years, the 100% record
taught me how to hold my
belonged to
pee.
Mitch. He didn't use
And
many
wait for the
new
right moment.
strategies either. He simply let his skills from the past few years take him past Karua. Overall, it was an extremely balanced run, with solid Hammer Brother RNG and no bad worlds.
Wouldn't be there without
And most
them.
importantly,
Much
after a
love.
2-year reign at the top, the 1:10:19 was no longer the time to beat. Mitch and Karua were synonymous with Mario 3 speedrunning. For years, when you looked at the Warpless or 100% leaderboards, their names were always in the top 2 spots, and now was no exception. But who's in 3rd place? That would be Louis, with a 1:10:35. He had been sneaking up in the
Luigi.
background ever since cutting the 111.
Of course, that's an
While
extremely
Mitch
good
was setting
name.
the
Holy
record with
shit.
a 1:10:14, Louis remained only 20 seconds behind. Easily the top active runner
Yeah,
behind
last name
Mitch.
starts with G.
And when Mitch stepped aside from
Luigi.
100% after setting the record, it was Louis' time to shine.
Satisfying dot moving down. Similar to fighting games, watching
July
a red
2019,
box as a
after
hitbox,
steady
watch that
series of
bulb
PB
move down.
improvements, Louis broke through with a
Oh,
1:10:08.
that's good. That's that good
taking
shit
the
right
top
there. That's
spot by
those
6
are the
seconds.
points on the board.
This was the first time in 4 years that neither Mitch nor Karua set the 100% record. And there's one key trick that Louis was able to use to his advantage. 7-1 subpixel manipulation. To get the 7-1 clip, your subpixel value needs to be correct. This value can range anywhere from 0 to 15, and normally it's impossible
No, Summoning
to
Salt
pick
videos
the
are
value.
amazingly
But there's a
good.
few rules
I
you
highly
can
recommend
use
if
to
it's your
help.
first one, go back and
Rule
watch the
1,
rest of them. They are
tapping
all
left
effectively
or
just
right
as good.
for one
Maybe a little bit
frame will
older, but
usually
just as good.
decrease or increase it by 1 value, while tapping it for 2 frames will usually move it by 4 values.
Oh.
Rule 2. Having a subpixel value between 0 and 6 means the duck clip will work in 7-1.
Okay.
And Rule 3. When wrapping around from subpixel 15 to 0, Mario visually moves forward. After the World 6 Koopa fight, you have a brief window where you can set up your subpixels for the next level.
What?
7-1. So, by
Oh my
quickly tapping
God.
right and stopping when you see Mario visually move,
Oh my
you'll usually stop
God.
between a value of 0 and 6. This makes the 7-1 clip much easier to hit on the first try as long as you do the inputs correctly.
People are
Which
so
is exactly
amazing.
what Louis was able to do in his run. So, 1:10:08 was the record. It had been 3 years since Karua's 1:10:19.
This
And
was also
despite
very
the run
good, yeah.
advancing quite a bit since then, nobody could match
Yeah, no,
that
it's
run's
the perfect
potential.
background noise as well,
The
Shorty. I
109
highly
sat
recommend
just out of reach.
multitasking with this and
Louis
looking
would
over
hold on
whenever
to
you
the
want
record for the
to. They
next
talk about a
few
new
months.
trick. Look back
But
over
by
and then
late
you can peace out
2019,
and
the
just do
desire
your own
to
thing.
get under 110 picked up.
Oh my god.
Enough was enough.
That's insane.
And the race for the first 109 was officially on.
Tarn, are you a Super
Mitch was
Mario
the
Brothers
favorite to get
3
it,
speedrun
given his
knower
resume
out of
of
curiosity?
past
Because you seem to know
Mario
all the
3
tricks and all that
records.
sort of stuff.
But
You were hyped
runners
about
like
Door 3.
Louis and I Love Mario were close.
Or did you see the video
and
first?
Several other runners had times in the 110s as well. If any of these guys were actively running
got
the
released
game,
to watch
they
this.
had a
I lost
chance
an
at this
hour
too.
due to the daylight savings.
There was some clear
Sunday
time
didn't even
savings
exist.
for Louis' record. There were a few stages where he missed P-speed.
You've seen the
he got
video, but
some
yeah,
rough
Door Bros 3.
hammer run
Okay.
luck in World 5, and missed the Koopa Fire kill in World 6. So the question was, who would clean all that up first? Well, in November 2019,
Yeah, all the speedruns I watch are
Mitch
very
got
rarely
on a
ever the
super
quote-unquote
fast
popular
run.
games.
The
So
first three
I'm
worlds
very,
were all beautiful.
I'm mostly
And he
blind
saved
going into
time
this
in World
one.
4 by not missing P-speed in the second fort. He got better Hammer Brother luck in World 5 to save a few
And yeah, like the only
seconds.
speedrun I really know
Got
about,
the
like
World 6
in
Koopa Fire
any
kill.
sort of depth, like very well,
Stars had a line.
is
Mitch
mostly
was
elevator action
13
returns.
seconds ahead
Yeah,
going
really.
into World
God
7.
damn it! It was
was
right
time
there.
for
It
the
was right there.
props.
I went back to my roots, man. Thank God.
Mitch and his DX racer.
He matched Louis' first try clips.
Last is
Here
ROM
we
hack
are
race.
again.
I didn't see the ROM hack race, but
109 pace
oh, that
into
has to be
World
good.
8.
That has to be way good.
Mitch needed one more clean
The only run
roll.
Barris erasure. I don't know shit about.
it.
The thing is, Barris got too far away from me. People were figuring out real tricks on it now.
What?
And I don't know. I'm actually out of the loop, like to a certain degree.
Together.
It's actually insane. If people learn how to do Barris properly, you can skip
way.
certain things by pressing escape or something like that.
When do I mess up that level? I think I've lost like too much time at this point.
Well, it was still a world record, but once again, the 109 had been lost to World 8. 4 seconds away from the
Point this stuff out. Hey,
Since
your
he'd
brain's
gotten
working
the
properly.
record
Keep it
back,
up.
Mitch
That's
stopped
right,
running
Ara. He's
100%
starting to
after
believe.
this, leaving the door open to others to get
How
the
you doing, Ara?
109.
Hopefully you're doing good.
But 6 months later, barely
And yeah,
anything had changed.
I've watched a lot of videos about the King's
Mitch
Quest
was on
speedruns.
top,
Those are super
Louis
interesting
was
as
in
well. Those are
second,
really good
and Pretty
videos.
much the entire top
I know
10
jack shit
was
about
the same.
King's Quest though as a video
One
game.
exception. New to the top 10 was Maiba, who was in 6th place with a 110.32.
There's
Half a
always
minute from
the
the record,
random
not being in the
singular
top
Japanese
5.
player
Surely
who's just
Maiba
somewhere along the
wasn't gonna
line.
be
He's
the
like,
guy to
all
get
right, now it's time to
this."
fuck shit up. Here I
Right?
am.
On May 11th,
Ooh.
Maiba got on a run that had a slight
That-
mishap
that
with the Hammer
Famicom.
Brother fight in World 3. He also got slow Hammer Brother movements in World 4 and missed P-speed in the second fort. After a fantastic World 5,
Yeah,
and
just
a
like
solid
FG's.
World 6,
I think FG's are
he was
reversed
just a few
until very
seconds behind the
recently.
record.
There's one
But he was
American who's
well
sneaking in
ahead
and doing
versus the
stuff, and
best.
then the rest of us are like, yep, America's
in World
one of the best
7.
players in the world. The U.S. is very strong. Right control is absolutely faster yet has speed lines. Nice.
Maiba was on the run of his life. Everything was working. Was he actually about to do this? Go straight from 6th to 1st place? Once again,
Their learning culture is a
just
lot
one world
overall better than
separated him
ours,
from
and
the
setup for
first
learning culture and
109.
FGs were also better than ours for a long time because they had the arcades. Oh, bummer. So it's just, different upbringings. And it's interesting to see how those upbringings really changed how a lot of us pick up games and oh no, help us learn
How did
games
this
and
keep happening?
bring different styles
He
to the
lost
table.
18 seconds in World 8. And again, the first
Because the U.S. has a lot more of a,
109 slipped away.
they try to put a lot
It was
more
enough for Maiba to move up to 3rd place.
inspirational,
but knowing what this run
thinking
could have
freely
been
learning
was
in our type of
pretty
learning.
crushing.
But a lot
By
more
late 2020,
Chinese and
nearly
Japanese schools
4
are a lot
years
more
had passed
stringent,
since
and you
Karu's
follow certain
run.
lines of stuff, and you have
Still
very
no
stringent testing
109.
the whole way through. So you
There'd
have a certain
certainly been
specific
enough
path
chances,
that you have to
but
work through,
nobody could
which
quite
keeps you
convert.
very straight, narrow,
Well, in
and lets you
September
grind.
2020, another runner began climbing up the leaderboard.
Yeah, you were
His
absolutely shit
name
up looking
was
in
Chikubi.
North
He
America,
took his PB
and that's starting to change
under
a lot
110.20
now.
and then into 3rd place. Maybe he could be the one to do this.
Oh yeah, Flannel Cat did have
In
recently
the
have a Yolanda
past,
run.
Chikubi was pretty much
Flannel Cat's killing it
constantly in the
as of
top
late.
10,
Like she's doing
but
so
had
much
never
work in
threatened
like
the
so
world
many
record.
things. Her pinball game has
Yet
been
in
on point. Her
late
speedrun game's been on point. It's
he
not.
began a
It's not
steady
fair
march of
again.
PB improvements,
Save some for the rest of us.
culminating with this run.
Also, what's
on
up, Jen? How you
October
doing?
16th.
Yeah, bless you, Rollback. Oh my
Jacoby
god.
got fantastic
I've gotten so much
hammer
stronger at
luck
Zerd.
over
I'm still
the
not great at
Worlds.
Zerd, but I've got
Great
so much stronger at
patterns,
Zerd
quick
because of Rollback
movements.
coming back.
It was pretty much the best case scenario, and it all added up to an incredible 11-second lead over the world record after World 5. The best pace anyone had ever been on. He started bleeding time in World
Yeah,
6
she's crushing
with a
fan
missed
games.
star grab,
Oof.
late P-speed in 6-4,
P-speed.
and a movement of 4. And 7-7 clip was 4th try, which is good but not great. But
I have seen
despite
clips of
all
that on Twitter,
he was
Shirty.
still ahead of
They're
the
really
record
good.
into World 8. Once again, with a really good world, he could get the 109. And guess what? Jacoby played an excellent World 8. His only mistake was a very small one in Bowser's Castle. But he didn't get the 109 because he got pulled in by all 3 hands. Each hand has
But I
a
didn't get top
50-50
32.
chance of pulling
I
you
did
in,
not get top
which
32 in
loses a
XR.
second and a
I got
half
top
for
92 before I
manually
disqualified
selecting
myself.
level. The odds of being pulled in by
So
all
that's
3
not even
hands
accurate.
is just
Homie
1
caught
in
the
8.
hands.
If he was pulled
There
in
it
by
is.
1 hand or fewer, this would have been the 109. Instead, he had to settle for a 110.02. A world record, yes, but this was getting ridiculous.
Yeah, give it up for the hands,
The
getting
109
hands.
still eluded everyone. Maybe they needed some more help.
The pans,
So many times,
only
they had been
pans,
just a
hands.
few seconds
The
away. With a
panhandlers.
faster strategy or two, it could push them over the top. Well, in October 2020, Mitch came back to the 100% grind. And sure enough, he had a few new strategies to help. And thankfully, they were all in World 7, the toughest world in the game. For 7-1, he had a new subpixel manipulation setup for a standing jump, which was just a little bit easier than the duck jump.
Oh, that's nice.
In 7-2, he had a new strategy he had adopted from the TAS. Instead of turning back at the start, you can just go forward and intentionally take damage, then just barely build P-speed before reaching the gap.
That's a very Mitch
It's
tactic
quite
at this
difficult,
point, yeah.
but saves a little over 2 seconds. But the big one was in 7-5. If you equip a P-wing and a star, then do a frame-perfect jump into the corner of the pipe, you're practically guaranteed to have the correct subpixels to clip through
What?
the wall. Now, a frame-perfect jump isn't easy, but this saves more than 6 seconds if done correctly.
Yeah,
is
back to the
huge.
damage fundamentals,
Add
baby.
that to Fast 7-2's time save, and suddenly Mitch had a lot more wiggle room to get the 109. So, he got back to attempts, and on October 28th, he had a great run going.
That would have been
2
plus R,
seconds behind the
probably
record
in
after World
2020
6.
or 2021, I should
Mitch
say.
knew he had time to save coming up with
It was
new
probably the online
strategies,
one, yeah.
and he did.
But
First try
then I got
7-1,
XR this year, and that was
fast
top 92
7-2,
before I
the
disqualified.
clip in 7-5,
You're fine, though. I don't expect you to
and
remember that at
second
all.
try 7-7. Just like that, Mitch was 5 seconds ahead, putting him on pace for a 109.57. Here we go again. World 8
Aw,
stood
shit.
between Mitch and the world's
Here we
first
go again.
109.
That probably cost me the sub 110.
That son's hateful. What the fuck's up with that son anyway?
That's it. It didn't give it to me. Unbelievable. It's over. Ah, come on, man!
Oh, that's really
Come
fucking
on,
frustrating.
dude.
Oh,
How did this keep happening? It was another record, but yet another failed 109.
yeah, that's me. Ah,
Karua's
that's me.
run
That's
4
me
years ago
screaming.
set the trend, and ever since then, World 8 was like a shield to the 109. Mitch took damage, he missed P-speed, he failed a clip. It just seemed impossible to get a good World 8 on a good pace. Mitch, Jacoby, Maiba, Karua, some of the best players in the world had tried and failed. The 109 just wasn't happening. Did somebody
That's
else need to step up to get it done?
I feel you, Fizz.
Well,
That's
a few
why I was
more
like,
months
I need a
passed, and
speed run that's
2021
under
came
20
around.
minutes because if I need to
Early that
reset, I
year,
can't
Mitch
lose an hour of
decided
my
to
life
give
like
the
that.
100% grind one more try. He was
The
2
World
seconds
8.
away and had
It's
far
run.
more time than that to save.
What's
in
up, Tim
World
OP?
8 alone.
How you doing?
He could do this.
What's going on,
On
fam?
February 7th, 2021.
Yeah, like this
Mitch
is a
had
really good
this
top
run.
level diversity compared to a
led
lot of the
time
other
early.
speed run
He got
videos that
worse
I've
luck
watched.
in World 2
Like,
and made a
insanely
mistake
crazy.
in World 4's first fort. He also had a time loss in 5-2 and had to travel far to fight the
Final
Hero
Fantasy
Runners.
speed runs are powerful.
As such,
The Smash
he
all
was far
100%
behind entering
or all
World
trophies
6.
run is
He
actually insane as
cleaned up some
well.
small
I mean, there's not many of
mistakes
them,
there
but
and had an
that's
excellent
actually
World
fucking
7.
insane as well.
This looks familiar. Mitch was a bit behind. but
Hey,
had
you and me both,
several
fam.
seconds
Just
to
big
save
chilling on a
coming up.
Sunday. Perfect.
Just once, World 8 had to be clean. This had to be the time to do it.
Come on, comedic poppin'. I'm proud of all of you. we've hit the top, we've hit the bottom at the same time. And we did it all thanks to Peace. Wow, that is the fucking Daystar
Surprise, right?
again.
Not surprised.
The Daystar.
The one level with the bad RNG.
It happened again. Another time loss in World 8.
Jeez.
Was the 109 just cursed to never exist?
Oh
All
yeah, the
Mitch
Ninja
could
Gaiden
do
was
now
super
was
super good.
finish out the run
Arcus is
and see what
bonkers.
time he got.
He's still really fucking good. I don't know how he stays that chill in life. I love his streams. That's ASMR. The speedrun get that last for a quick Mahjong break near the end of it before you beat it. No, I'm good not doing Snatcher SD. Thank you.
We did it! We did it! Oh, man!
Oh.
The minute barrier! We did it! Yes!
In
Mitch is powerful. Mitch is so
2016,
damn good.
Karua paved the path.
This song just
In
hit down to
2020,
Mr. President for the
Maiba and
109.
Shikubi provided hope. And in 2021, Mitch made it a reality.
Also, nice.
It wasn't a perfect run, but aside from taking damage,
Do you remember what
which
food
cost a couple
percent?
seconds,
I'm terrified.
Mitch
But go on.
finally had a great World 8. The whole community
I'm gonna
could take
ask.
a breather.
I feel like I also might be
The
getting got.
109 was real. But the breather didn't last very long. Just a month and a half later, Mitch lost his world record.
Wow.
The runner to take it was Maiba, the same guy who missed the first 109 months earlier thanks to a bit of a meltdown in World 8.
I feel ya.
But this
I feel
time,
ya.
there was no meltdown.
Yeah, 2020 to
He got a
2022, I'd even say,
109.58,
honestly,
Beating Mitch by
was a
frames.
huge time for
Maiba ended up
well,
missing
everyone,
some of
honestly,
the
who
toughest
can grind
peace
stuff
speed
at home.
strategies that Mitch
some people got really good at cooking,
4-5
baking,
and
a lot of
5-1
knitting
in
and
particular
crafters,
are two of the toughest
speedrunners,
spots in the
and
run to
some
get
fighting
peace
gamers in
speed.
some cases as well. People got
Ultimately,
really
Maiba
strong.
wasn't able to get either of them.
I went more the gym and health side and the
Instead,
cooking side
he
personally.
aimed to clean
And
up
I
mistakes
almost
that
didn't play
Mitch
fighters
made,
for like a year. Like 2
particularly in
years,
World
honestly.
6.
I didn't play almost any
That's
fighters.
pretty much exactly what happened.
And I
Maiba bled a bit
mostly
of
got into
time
streaming,
through
honestly.
5,
Honestly, that was my
but
blow
had
up
a
year for
nearly
streaming, I think.
mistake-free
I started
World 6,
streaming for real.
despite not getting early P speed in 6-4. Even though he
And ate that food
time
for
in
each
both
one?
7-1 and 7-2, he left himself just enough room
Oh
to
my
snag the
god.
record.
That's so much
I don't
chocolate.
know.
What do you do for cocoa?
I'm
Do you have to eat
alright.
just straight cocoa?
Yes.
Do you have to drink cocoa?
Yatta!
So, here we are.
Trying to be hard on myself.
It's
That's fine.
mid-2021.
You survived
The 109 had
a
been
literal
accomplished.
pandemic. This is shit people
Mitch was
write
the
about.
first to get it, but
That
Maiba had
has
finally
wiped out
gotten
like
the record
1/3
he'd
or
been
2/3 of the
looking
world
for
type
so
shit.
long.
And you
Everyone was happy.
made it through. You stayed healthy.
What more
That's
was
all
there
you can
to
really
do?
ask for sometimes, Metabot.
Well,
Good
people
job.
have a natural
proud of you.
tendency to keep pushing
Donut
the
planes.
limits. If their
I have
goals have
donuts
been
in the kitchen right
accomplished,
now.
They set new ones.
I'll go.
Maybe
I'll
just to
accomplish
add
that one right
more
now.
chapter to a storied history, or maybe to
Thank
see what the
you
human
for
limits
staying
are.
safe and making sure other people
It was
around you
for
were safe
all
as well,
these reasons
Metabot.
and more
Be ironic if your
that
name
in
Metabot
July
as well
2021,
and didn't care about the medical
Mitch
side of things in
returned
that case.
to do one final
Vanilla
grind
Dome?
of Mario
Yeah,
3
what do you do for
100%.
Vanilla Dome? Do you just
My-
get some
my
vanilla
goal
extract
time
and
in
just take a
mind
shot
after
of it?
my run
Oh,
was
that would be
just
gross.
to get it back. In
Cocoa
Mario
Puffs?
3,
Oh, okay,
every
that makes
time
sense.
you
Also,
break
what's
a
up, Joe?
boundary, massive amounts of pressure is lifted off of your chest.
Butter Bridge. Oh, Butter Bridge. I forgot about Butter Bridge. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Go through a peanuts if you want a better run. Oh, damn. You could just grab that thing from up there. Jesus. You do have the sip vanilla extract?
Oh, what an insane
What
run,
the
dude.
fuck?
I got off-screen wand grab, and it's a trick where you
Extract
can
to
jump
vanilla
off the
yogurt.
wall,
Yeah,
grab
like,
the
can we
wand
just
at
eat
the
a
top of the
vanilla
screen,
Greek yogurt?
and,
Does that
once
count?
you do that, you don't have to screen wrap
Cobalt will
down,
save you.
and it
Oh,
saves
a
about
butter
4 seconds.
burger.
You kinda tighten
But
up
you
a
don't
little
save
bit
any
after
time
off-screen
on
wand
that.
grab.
You don't save
It
any
gets
time if you use a
serious when you get
burger.
it.
You use a butter
Rule
burger,
3,
though.
one of the biggest ones is the runaway bro, and what that means is one of the
Yo,
Hammer
what up,
brothers that you
Zappa?
wanna
Yes,
fight
right. We're doing
as early as
content,
possible,
but
right? 'Cause you want them to stop
really
moving.
good content,
He moves
extremely
right
good
across
content,
level 6.
excellent
And if
content.
he does that,
How you doing?
every level you beat until you get to
Two
level
pats of
6 or
butter.
past
Get a
level
break for
6,
Soda
he's gonna
Lake.
keep
Soda
moving.
Lake. Oh
So
no, Soda Lake would
after
be
getting off screen wand
miserable.
grab, and then that
I would actually have to do like
happens, it's a
soda
real
and
gut
liquor,
punch right there,
honestly,
that's a
because
solid,
I
like,
can't
anywhere
down soda
between
anymore by
5
itself.
to
I just
even
can't.
9 seconds,
So
depending on
having
how
soda and
far
liquor would
he
be like
goes.
something I can at least drink
Roll 4 just
fast
started to work
and take off some
really
of the fizz.
clean.
So I have
don't
to
think I got
actually add a
massive
little bit of
amount
liquor to
Hammer
that to
Brother
make it like
movements.
flow a
And
little
then
bit
I got
more.
another off-screen wand grab, so that just completely changed the route again. I mean, it was just a
Clarified
bang
butter,
of emotions.
brown butter, brown
So when
butter
we
would
come to
work.
World 6,
At least it
and
would
I'm
taste
playing
good.
great, but then I'm just not keeping.
What about
the tight
Whataburger? Does
piece beat
Whataburger do butter
strategies that I
burgers?
should be. 6-3 didn't work.
Does Whataburger do butter
6-4
burgers?
also
I didn't think that was their
work,
thing. I
and,
thought it was just a
was getting
Culver's
some
thing.
pretty big,
Prepare for
Hammer
the
Brother
pit with this
movements.
video.
Then I missed.
I've learned
one of the
nothing,
newer
Mitch.
installments of
I'm sorry.
strategies in 7.5 by using a P-wing and a star. So right there with 7.1 and 7.5 was like 10 seconds lost already. I was too far
I don't think we
behind
mentioned
on my
Cheese
run,
Bridge yet.
so I had to kind of switch up what I was doing.
Could drink a Coke
and
soda, but
that
it's
involved
more the
doing
carbonation
clips
I'm not
in
used to
7.9,
anymore.
which there's 4 of
It's
them.
hard to drink.
Odds of you
I
getting
guess I don't have
them,
to
you know,
finish
all
it, do
first
I?
try are very small.
Like Cookie
They
Mountain will be
just save
easy.
enough
I would
time
slam cookies.
That if you go for them and get them all, you might be able to save the run.
Only one cheese
Now, the
bridge.
issue with
I can do
that
cheese
is that
bridge.
If you
Cheese bridge
get
is
all
fine.
4 of them, there's nowhere to get your fire flowers. So I had to change up my routing on the fly and go for the hammer suit strategy, which is pretty close to the same for the end part of World 7. So in 7.9, going for the clips, I got 2-1, 2-1, and what that means is that with the 4 clips, 2 for the first one, took me 2 tries, 1 was first try, the 3rd clip was 2nd try, and the 4th clip was 1 try.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're approaching World 8, and we just had to do this on the fly hammer suit. You know, don't overextend it, just try and get
The run's
strats that
in
you
there.
know.
The run killer. Also
so
the player
8-1
killer.
And 8-2 and 8-4 went
This
pretty
is if someone
smooth.
like
I didn't
goes
have
and
any
you have to
massive
read them
mistakes
on
that cost me a lot of
stream.
time. And then we just clutched out Bowser's Castle.
Yes! What?
So either vanilla, donut, or chocolate, depending on winners. Is okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It felt great to get the world record back from Maiba
How's your
and to know that I was able to come and bring it back and get a time that, you know, better represents my
Time for some
ability.
Hidden
It felt
Valley
really good.
Ranch.
After getting the record back with a run like that, I mean, I had Runaway Bro in World 3. I mean, that's such a massive time loss. And I was feeling very consistent, so I just didn't want to stop there. I wanted to keep going and see if I can get that free World 3 time
Yeah,
save.
it's
and
spared
maybe a couple more
if you're a
off-screen one-drops, see what
coward.
happens.
Yeah, you're gonna throw something fierce. Like if you manage to keep it down.
Yeah,
Actually,
World 2,
maybe throwing
I
it up
didn't
is
get
a
the
speed
off-screen
tech.
one grab,
Honestly,
so
you
I
destroy one
automatically
castle, you go through the
lose
cutscene, you
4
throw it up
seconds.
really quickly. You're like,
We
all
all
right, I
know
feel a
that
lot
got
better.
the
That's
Runaway
all in my
Bro, and
system.
that's-
Let's
it's
finish
big
this
time
game.
save if I don't get it. And luckily enough, I didn't get that. We came and clutched out a World 1, 2, and 3 at pretty much being on pace with the world record. Nothing crazy. World 4 is a great example of soul crushing. And then I got a movement of 4 and a movement of 6, and it really pushes you down because World 4's got a lot of hard strategies. To keep the run going, I have time to save in World 6.
7 donuts.
let's just keep
That's a
going.
lot of
So
donuts.
World 6 actually
But
came
you
out
could
pretty
have like
smooth.
mini
I didn't
donuts,
have,
like the 6-pack of
any
mini
big
donuts.
mistakes.
You could have
I
those,
started
so
World
that's
7
easier to do at
behind by
least.
about 2.5 seconds or something.
You can pair that
I
up
need to
super
clutch out
fast.
7-1 first try, which I did, which was really good. 7-2 went well. 7-5 though is another level with big time save. I didn't get the clip in the previous world record, and I do nail it, which is really good. So at that moment right there, I know, okay, this run is real.
I think
now.
Mario 1,
We
yeah,
have
Mario 1 is
7-7.
like the
We got
only
that
one
third
that's like
try, which is the same, so we didn't lose any time.
probably
And then we just
99.8%
finished off World
solved.
7 normally with Fire Flower, which brought me
And
in
it's
somewhere
insane
around
how solved
minus
that is.
7 seconds compared to the world record. So
It's
it
like
was
you just
serious at
literally
that
cannot
point.
go any faster in that game anymore.
With this run, I was finally able to execute some of.
You
new
just have to
PSP
hit it on
strategies
specific
where
frames
they-
and do the
in
frame
hand
save
levels
stuff. It's
where
down to
you
the
use a
frames
star
at this
and a
point.
Trap 1, and you turn back and you get like P
Okay,
speed.
every level of Chocolate is a
chocolate. And then I got
okay.
P speed strategy in Hand Trap 2, which is another about a second time save.
Can't believe Eskimo died today. Yeah, I think Mario 1 is the only real main one that's been like super perfectly solved. I think beyond that, everything else is still kind of in flux. Even I think TAS is at this point is just kind of like,
What?
if you're starting to match the TAS a little bit and everything like that, and the TAS can't find anything else either, you just have to kind of shrug and just say that's what it's at.
7-7.
Dragster.
That's everything you would ask for.
Oh, Dragster and Die Hard any percent for the NES. Die Hard as well.
I was really happy with it.
I don't know about Dragster. I've never heard of
Did
Dragster.
your goals shift at all after getting the 52, or were you like, let me just keep going and see what time I can get?
So my answer is I have no idea why I kept.
Maybe that should be my next sub goal. Do the Mario snack speed run.
It was a normal day.
No, I won't do that. I will fucking die.
And World 1.
That Tim Rogers cheated it. What?
Really well.
Hold on, you just opened up a whole new
I
world
got
of
some pretty
things,
decent
honestly.
RNG, and the run was looking good, and then all of a sudden I got an off-screen wand grab, and that is the best way to start your 100% runs, off-screen wand grab. And I started to get all movements of 1 in World 3, and I was like, is this actually going to be like the God World 3 run? Did the normal strats, banked on some Hammer Brother RNG, and
Razor
World
speed
3,
runs I saw. That's true. That's
really
true.
nice.
Yeah, warp and credit ones
World 4
are
normally
very
ends a
solved,
lot of
but
100% runs,
TAS
a lot of
solved
weird
more or
movements,
less only, I should say.
but luckily for me,
with a few people
I
who've
ended up
executed
being,
it IRL.
0.08 off my gold, so absolutely
You claimed there was a
everything
ton
that
of
happened in
super
World 4
impossible.
was what I wanted
What
to
the
happen.
fuck?
We
How
had
do I not
an
know
amazing
anything
World
about
1,
this?
2, 3, and 4, which is incredibly rare in 100%. I opened up World 5 with a movement of 4.
Yep.
I'm pulling up on my
Right away,
phone.
First movement, a movement of 4.
And then another movement of 4.
2 movements of 4 in a row. Let's go, baby.
And then another movement of 4.
We got another one. 3 movements of 4 in a row. What a surprise.
And I got another movement of 4.
4 movements in a row, baby. Let's go.
So the rest of World 5 went really well. For the most part in World 5,
Yeah, I'd
I
never
did
heard of the
manage to
Dragster saga
successfully
at
do
all, at
the
all.
strategies that I want to do. World 6,
Town with no
the Hammer
name.
Brothers
You saw
were
that run
really
by getting off
nice
the train. You
to
can turn
me,
around and
and
get
I
back.
didn't
Oh,
make
that's
any
true.
other
That's true.
slip-ups, so I
Town with no
actually
name
came out of World
does
6
have an
ahead.
80%.
Normally, I'm pretty nervous when I'm ahead of the world record.
My
going
name's
to World
not
7.
Shane, kid.
I had standard nervous, but this wasn't anything crazy special.
Only Gamer did a whole analysis. All right, I'm gonna look for that.
So the first half of World 7 went really well. 7-1 first try, and I got fast 7-2. 7-5 though went beautifully. I managed to get the star, the P-wing, get that clip perfectly, and I was able to get a good tail swipe, clean under, keep all my speed. Because at first I was saying, you know, when I enter World 7,
I have it pulled up
it's not
for
like anything
my
special, but
side
World 7 is starting to make
as well.
everything that happened
Unless people
before
really
that
want to watch it
amazing.
after this, but
So I'm very nervous at this point. After getting 7-1 and 7-5, I am really nervous.
yeah. But you're a god, Mitch. I'm just a guy. I'm just some guy. I'm a guy without P speed. I'm just a guy without P speed. What do you want me to do?
I was so like blown away that I actually nailed it first try on a run like that. I just did not believe that I got it first try. I couldn't believe it. You rarely ever maximize your gameplay with 7-7 perfectly.
I wonder
As
how many
soon as
people
I nailed
have done the
7-7, I
pipe
was
trick
extremely
and then
nervous.
held
I had to
left
go
or
into
try to
7-9,
retry again really
and
fast, and then you realize like,
we
wait,
ended
no,
up
I'm in there,
clutching 7-9 with an
no.
actual time save.
Yeah,
We were able to
credit
clutch
skips
out the
are usually
fortress
cool to
and
look at,
clutch out
but
the, Piranha
it's
Plant
very,
stage.
it's a nightmare
by
to
far
execute because
the
you're
best World
reprogramming the
7
game
I've
usually
ever
to some
had,
degree.
alongside the best run I've ever had.
Mario,
as you can tell, but
Earthbound.
It was insane. It was insane.
Other ones, other ones.
So after a World 7 like that and a run like that, going into World 8, I was
Why would I wanna
extremely
join a bunch of
nervous. There's so many little
amateurs?
things that can screw you
Come
up.
on.
Well,
I'm on this
okay.
run that is just absolutely
Yes, hello, Mario
insane.
Fast. Thank
After all
you.
those thoughts running through my head,
And
we
thank
approach
you,
hand stage
Tina,
1, and
for
I actually nailed it
25
with
whole
the
days
star.
of subscription.
Gate 1
You
worked
love
out
to
okay.
see it. We were talking
Gate
about fast
2
games earlier, and your very special game came up.
I was surprised worked out okay.
Hopefully you're doing good. Thank you for the
One of
25
the
whole
things to
days. I
note
much
about
appreciate, Tina.
Castle
Hopefully
is
your
that
weekend is
the
treating you
three
well
hardest
as
things I would say
well.
in the
It's
level
always
is
great to
the
see you.
statue
Hey,
room at the end, getting
everybody.
PC there. The one
Oh
I'm
yeah, I guess you do
playing-
have multiple special games in all
And
fairness.
then the last one
But
is
we talked about
duck jump
Snatcher,
at the very end
because
on
it was
the
like you should,
donuts.
because Empress said you should pick up a
Once
game
you
that
get
lets you
past
play
the
Mahjong
donut
at the
spot,
end
you
of it.
say
I'm
to
like,
yourself, "Oh my
absolutely
God, I
not.
actually did it."
I'm
However,
good.
Bowser
I don't need to
does
tilt
have
twice,
one
thank
pattern
you.
Where he can jump
Hey,
and
Tina.
shoot the fireball at the same
Watch
time.
this.
And when he does that, the fireball will be shot where you're standing. You can't avoid it. There's nothing you can do.
But yeah, also Final Fantasy 6 did come up. Not by your name necessarily attached to your name, but Final Fantasy 6 did come up.
I'm so
Yo,
shocked.
Bowser with the TK Fireballs? Yeah. See, now that's the part I'm surprised about. Bowser's not a fighting game player. Bowser should be a fighting game player.
What? No way! No way!
Mr. Versus, what the hell?
Oh my
Switch.
God.
That's
I
right.
can't.
What are you gonna do? Block?
It ended up being my most impressive run that perfectly represented my abilities as a gamer, which never happens in speedrunning. Everyone in speedrunning is always trying to chase their potential, and you never hit it. It is a run where I don't ever have to go
I never
back
thought about
for
it like
again,
that, actually.
But I'm going to, but I don't have to, which is really cool.
Nearly 2 years have passed since this run, and it's remained on top without any close calls. To this day, there are runners actively trying to beat it, including Mitch himself. As incredible as it is, one day this record too will fall, just like all the ones that came before.
I
it.
always looking at the chart at the end.
This has been the history
Oh,
of
that's
Mario
satisfying.
3 100% world records. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to be notified when I upload a new video, please hit that subscribe button.
So yeah,
Thanks.
for those of you who might be new to Summoning Salt and everything like that, that's kind of the general consensus of his videos. Goes really in big depth. More recently, he's starting to get more interviews with the players themselves and everything like that. So that helps out a lot with like saying, you know, what was going on in the... I'm not going to click that. You know what? Let's just go here. It's fine. Whatever. I'll just turn that down a little bit. But yeah, so that's a lot of what you're going to see from Summoning Salt's videos and everything like that. Is just a lot of the...
Pizza Hotline.
just well explaining everything that's going on, like the whole world and everything of a certain games, type of speed runs, and really goes into the tricks, the history, some interviews and stuff like that. Now he's starting to get, he's very well known now, so he has a lot of capabilities to start reaching out to people, getting responses and everything like that. It's real fucking good. It's real fucking good. So yeah, definitely check him out if you have not checked stuff out before. Give him a follow. If you're a Patreon liker, definitely give him some support as well. He deserves the dollar reduce for how much research he puts into all of these and getting all the footage and whatnot. It's a lot, honestly. It's a freaking lot. It's good soup. That's right. It's good soup with a P at the end of it as well. So it's very, very good stuff. But I appreciate you all hanging out with me while I watched through this video and everything like that. I really love Summoning Salt stuff, and since I'm kind of at home on Sundays anyway, I mean, this won't count for the next 2 weeks, obviously, because I'm going to be out of town on vacation. Poop. But I think I'm probably going to do a little bit more bonus Sunday stuff until, you know, eventually I get a second car of some sort. But until then, since my partner does work on Sundays, I'm just at home anyway, big chillin'. So I might do more bonus Sunday streams, more watch stuff that's a little bit more just for fun, mostly good stuff, I imagine. I'm not going to try to hunt down, you know, the content farm side of videos where everything's a fucking nightmare and very scary is its own beats, and it's already being fulfilled by other streamers who are far more talented than I am and are really, really cool. So you watch them instead. People like Doc, Ty Tuesday, and Minimat do that sort of thing. That's their thing. But I just want to share some good, enjoyable videos with you so we can all chill on a nice Sunday morning / afternoon / whatever time it happens to be. But that said, I don't know if y'all want to... Oh, wait. I should probably change my camera back. I mean, as cool as this is, actually, I should probably at least appropriately say goodbye here real quickly here. I could probably mute this real quickly here and actually go to my stream end screen here. Yeah, there you go. Oh, hold on. I didn't actually put the camera on me. That's fair. So yeah, thank you all for hanging out. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for big chilling. I'm enthralled by that game. Do you need me to get you the name of that game? I can do that probably. Let me get you the name of the game before I roll out of here. No, actually they don't list the name of the games that they're showing. Damn it. Okay, never mind. I don't know what that game is. I got nothing for you. It looks cool though. It's probably a Dreamcast game if I take a guess. Maybe I should play that game for Monday because I have one more stream before I leave for Monday. I have one more stream on Monday before I leave for vacation. So maybe I'll play whatever the fuck that was. I gotta find whatever that game is, but if I can find it, heck, man, that's what I'll do. That sounds good. So yeah. Well, once again, no, seriously, thank you all for hanging out for this. It makes for a very chill Sunday activity. Like I said, I'll be back. Well, I won't. I'll be back to a degree. I'll be back on Smite's channel later today for Arcade Pit. So if you all are watching Arcade Pit and you haven't followed Smite's channel quite yet, let me do a quick shout out for Smite as well. Hold on, I'm really bad at this. So that if you want to watch that a little bit later today, and cheer myself, Jimpu, on against Ty Tuesday and Doc, who I was just talking about earlier, that'll be a thing as well. But it'll be a fun time nonetheless. You know, obviously we're just big enjoying our life out there and just having a good time, all that sort of stuff. So that said, yeah, I guess I am very comfy mode. I have this blanket on me. I'm just like, it's comfortable, it's warm. I'm gonna be sitting in this chair for a little bit longer, so I'm gonna big enjoy that. That's gonna be real good. So that said, thank you all for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, teams are way strong this week. It's actually kind of bonkers that the teams are so strong. Let's see, who's streaming what right now? Yeah. Oh. Well, you know what? Jimpu's actually streaming. So this will actually be a good time to introduce yourself to Jimpu and Jimpu to introduce themselves to you as well as my partner for Arcade Pit. So that seems like the perfect timing, honestly, since they started playing some Power Wash Simulator. Stream ended through my phone call. Aww. Well, not yet. I'm still here for like 5 more seconds. But hey, that said, thank you all for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully this was as comfortable for you as it was for me. I have one more stream tomorrow before I leave on vacation for 2 weeks, so hopefully I get to see you all one last time before I do roll out of the area for a little while. But if I don't catch you on Monday, make sure you take care of yourselves. You all have a good one. You stay cute as always. Stay safe. And until next time, peace. Also, this blanket rules. It's the only thing that my company ever gave me, one of my old companies ever gave me, that I'm like, this is of value for the whole pandemic shit. You didn't up our pay, but at least he gave me a comfortable blanket, a very high quality comfortable blanket. I would also like to get paid more, but that's why I left the company as well. But I have the blanket, so they can't take it back. Idiots, morons.